Good evening, everybody. Filming this with my GoPro Hero 11, and we're gonna do a little walkabout. It's a really nice night here in Vermont. April 3rd, is it? Yes, April 3rd. Okay, this video is a little different context than anything I've ever done before. I wasn't going to do this, and it was actually my wife that asked me why I hadn't. I said, well, I don't want people, I don't know, alarmed, caring, whatever. And I'm not looking for any of that. I don't want it in the comments. This is to help somebody else. Because when you go through what I'm about to tell you, it opens your eyes. It changes things, a little view around. You don't have to just look at my ugly face. Fall physical 2024. Got notified right back, and the blood test had a high PSA, and I was like, yeah, so that doesn't mean anything. A lot of people have that. Doesn't mean anything. I didn't do anything about it. Fall. They insisted I take another blood test. A couple months later, I did. It was higher. So, made an appointment with a urologist, which I got in March of 2024. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta back up. We started in 2023, because this is 2025. In March of 2024, I met with the urologist, did another blood test. PSA was high. She did an exam. There's no lumps or anything. We all know what the exam is. It's no big deal. There's nothing to it. Jesus, hardly even worth mentioning, tell you the truth. Anyway, there were no lumps or anything. So, well, what do you want to do? She said, we probably ought to do a biopsy. I said, well, if there's no lumps and there's nothing else going on, I'm not going to waste a summer with this BS. I got a mill to run. I got things to do. I'll contact you in the fall. Okay, so I did that in the fall. And she said, well, it's time to do a biopsy. Said we'll do a blood test and we'll do a biopsy. So we did the blood test. The PSA was even higher than it was before. And they did the biopsy and it came back positive in November of 2024. I said, okay, now we got to face with it. I've got cancer. Let's deal with it. Let's get this done. Let's move forward. Well, prostate cancer in men's quite normal. If you live long enough and you're a male, you're going to get it. Eventually, someday, most of us. Usually you get it late in life, so it's not. I'm 67, so I'm not that young, but I'm not that old. I'm more annoyed by what I'm going through for treatment than I am from having it, but it needs to be addressed. The biopsy was not fun, I will tell you that, but it doesn't last very long. It's not a big deal once again. Yeah, it's gonna cross your eyes for a minute or two. When they go in and take some cells out there, you kind of say, woo! But that wasn't the worst thing in the world I've ever been through, and it won't be in the future, I'm sure. It was not that bad. So please, if you need one, get one. It's not that big a deal. From there, I got transferred to another hospital because the urologist I was at, they don't do much in the line of treatment for it. I was thinking surgery and then testing and then possible radiation. Well, that's not what they do anymore for my stats, I'd say. I had Firmagon, Degaralex. It kills testosterone. Basically, it's a castration from getting a shot. Let's put it that way. One of the bad side effects that all you older ladies know that have been through menopause, that most of you can relate to, is hot flashes. That sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You get through it, but it sucks to wake up in the middle of the night and you're wringing wet with sweat, and the inside of your body's like you got a blowtorch going on in there, and your outside's perfectly normal feeling, except you don't feel real good with it. That, they told me, lasts quite a while. I've got to have these shots for the next 2 years. every 90 days. The first one's kind of a shocker. You get 2 doses in your stomach, and it's not a big deal. You kind of swell up a little bit, but it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. Been through worse. The next step was to meet with a radiologist, which I've done. And this month I start radiation, 20 sessions. And I'll have to tell you more when it's over, maybe during. I've read the side effects. Doesn't sound that shattering. I've had no symptoms of having this prostate cancer. Nothing other than a high PSA. I felt fine. I have been what I thought was probably old age or something, like tired, and I guess that could relate to it, but it was just it's what it is, you know. Like I said, I don't want people going off and telling me they'll pray for me, anything like that. Don't bother. There's more important people to pray for than this. I'll get through this. I fought bigger battles than this, and I'll fight this one. I want to do this for my younger friends on YouTube. Probably some of you one of these days are gonna be faced with a high PSA, and you go in and they're gonna do a biopsy. There's other things it can be. Doesn't necessarily mean it's cancer. But I'm not really gonna get into a lot of the medical stuff. I've read some, not a lot, just enough to be stupid about it. And that's about all I can tell you with it right now. It hasn't been that bad. The only thing that I didn't come out before with any of this is I've known some people, and you say cancer to them, and they hit the deck. They're done. They really flip out to say the cancer word, especially the older generations. Man, they really just went to pieces. Well, medicine has advanced so far today from where we were. And what they learn on me, hopefully they can use that on a generation to come. My grandchildren, my children, whatever. This is why I'm doing it. As far as the treatment, hell, I'm 67. I'm not afraid. I've never been afraid to die. I'm afraid of what I'll miss when I'm gone. Does that make sense to y'all? Well, y'all have a good day. There will be other videos on this subject as I go through it more and I learn more and try to just let you know the truth of what it is. I've been on some websites. I get hit with all sorts of advertisements that are just bullshit. You know, and it's sad that that's out there. I've got on websites that people talk about this, and it's, oh my God, it's absolutely terrible. I said, yeah, but you went fishing yesterday. Yeah, I know, but you went fishing yesterday. You know, if you're good enough to get up, walk around, do things, feel good enough to go fishing, feel good enough to do that, this, that, it's not as bad as they're telling you. That's what I have against some of these crazy sites out there. I wish they'd just go away. They're worthless. They don't help anybody. And I just want to do kind of a factual layman's approach to what this is like, what the treatment's like. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. That's the way it goes. And I'm not that concerned by it. But I'm just hoping I can help somebody else. You all have a good day.